Back at it like a crack addict, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on? Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Can you all see me? Most importantly, and ladies and gentlemen, everything in between, including Flame, because we still haven't figured out exactly what he is. Can you all hear me? Test, test. What's going on, people? What's happening? Bella's like, my ears. Wasn't expecting that. Well, listen, Bella, this is what you signed up for. You've been coming to Ask Neo streams for a while now. You should know by now. It's some crazy stuff goes down. We see and hear your sus self. My sus self, really? Jason, you of all people saying that? Wow. You think you know somebody. You think you know somebody, you get hibachi with them, you watch a movie, and it's just like, no, it be your own people, man. Screen grabs. Oh, listen, Flame, this is what the show is all about. You know, I've noticed like for 3 weeks straight, I come on stream wearing something ridiculous. Like there was one stream I was wearing the Demon Slayer garb. Last stream I was wearing Joker's mask. Now I have a Cappy hat. I'm running out of things to wear. Like, this is crazy. Actually, you know what? I have something for a 4th stream. But for the 5th stream, I have no good idea. But you know, sometimes that's it. That's the end of the journey. We just have a solid run of 4 quality movies, and that's it. What's going on, people? What's happening? Welcome to the stream. Let me go ahead and start up at the top real quick. I don't know how long I'll be wearing this cap for. We'll see how long it goes until someone's like, well, yo, what the fuck is going on? So starting at the top, Neo on his toes after I beat him to it last week. Hey, you doing what to another man, Flame? You doing what to another man? Whoa, fire for that. Fire for that, Flame. Fire for that, bro. But hey, listen, it's 2023. Love is love. Pride month coming up soon. Hey, man, listen, do your thing. I respect it and I appreciate it. What's going on, Flame? We got DIMWITMONKEY in the chat. Well, hello, whores. Damn. Then I'd be calling y'all crack addicts. He'd be calling y'all whores. What would y'all rather be called a crack addict or a whore? Like, let's be real about life for a second. Which one? Oh, we got Mr. Platink in the chat, bright and early. I don't know if you celebrate Easter, but if you do, happy Resurrection Day, Neo. It's a couple days late, but guess what? He got up. That is the most sane comment from Mr. Platink I have ever seen in my life. That's crazy. But what's up, Mr. Platink? I'm doing well. I don't really celebrate Easter like that. You know, I'm not the most religious guy in the world. You know, but this year, Easter, spent it with the family, you know, good food, good vibes, all that jazz. But happy Easter to everybody out there if you guys celebrated it over this past weekend. I know some of y'all was celebrating Easter. Some of y'all was at Star Wars Celebration over in the UK. Crazy, crazy good times. We got Pooh Bear in the chat. What's up, Pooh? We got Dylan Collins. We got Retro Lad, video game lover. What's up, gentlemen? Unfortunately, we got NintenDon The Otaku. Daily reminder that Sonic will never beat Mario at anything. Well, actually, Sonic will beat Mario at something, Don the Otaku. It's called having a better movie. Anyways, but no, that fandom will definitely beat out the Mario fans for the most annoying. I'll say that much. I will definitely say that much. Oh, man. Yo, Sonic fans, they get like a little bit of clout and they just go fucking wild with that shit, man. I don't know if y'all saw this image, but there was this one image where it was like I forgot what the context of the image was, but it was basically saying how Sonic was at its darkest point, and then Frontiers came out, and then after Frontiers is supposed to be like the greatest Sonic game that's ever come out. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you have to go through the worst shit in life to truly shine. And then somebody took Mario Odyssey and tried to do the same thing, and they just went question mark, and it's like, Sonic fans, if y'all don't relax, y'all get a halfway decent game for the first time in 15 years, and y'all don't know how to act, bro. Oh, shit is crazy, man. But let's see who else is in here. Let's see, we got Rhino in the building. What's up, my brother? How you doing? We got Jason. We got NKDN. What's up, man? We got Scrub Nurse. What's up, Scrub Nurse? Long time no see, my brother. We got Bridge Moon Productions. What up? We got David Biglag. John Wick 4 is lit. Yes, it is lit. It is fantastic, bro. Man, I'm gonna go see John Wick 4 again next week with my coworkers, and I'm excited for that shit, bro. That movie is god tier. Let's see. We're on real NeoGameSpark hours right now. You mean we're on time? Yeah, that's right, Flame. That's what I thought. Let's see. We got Julian Phoenix and Dominique Richardson. What's up, y'all? We know Neo's hype about that Marvels now. Listen, I'm not going to say I'm excited for it, but all I will say is that if this movie is ass, we are entering the MCU, Neo's MCU hater arc. That's where we're going, ladies and gentlemen. We got Hibachi in the chat. Wagwan brother, how you doing, bro? We got Bryce Hag. What did I just walk into? Well, you just walked into this, man. This is the stream. You know what it's all about. Oh man, we got Cyborg in the chat. What the fuck? Reed94, what's up? We got Bella. What up? What up? What up? We got FC Don. Who else is in here? Hey, bro, have you peeped Beef yet? Incredible series. I have not. It's on my watch list. I'm probably gonna end up watching an episode from it tonight if I can pull myself away from Midnight Suns. But yeah, it's on my list of things to watch, man. Jason says, my man, you could be Mario right now. Hey, man, listen, that's what I'm trying. That's why I got this Cappy hat on. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take this hat off for the time being. I might put it on later on when we talk about the Mario movie. But for right now, that thing is actually constricting. You know, I forget where I got this Cappy hat from. Was it Nintendo World? I know it wasn't Best Buy. I think it might have been Nintendo World. Where the hell did I get this Cappy hat from? Jesus. It was a couple of years ago. I know that much. Let's see. We got Pap in the chat. Hey, Neo, I see you on Twitter wilding out. What do you mean wilding out? I've actually been very tame on Twitter as of late. What y'all talking about? I have not even posted a lukewarm take. This is crazy. How do we know you're not the real Mario and the real NGS is hidden? You don't know. That's the thing, Jason. You run the risk. You run the risk of having to watch an entire stream of a guy who may or may not be Mario, or he could be NGS. The world may never know, my friend. The world may never know. Let's see. Who else? We got B-Rex Media. What up, my friend? We got JetFan95. You ever play Persona Q or Persona Q2? No. You know what the funny thing is? I have Persona Q. I bought that on the 3DS. They had like, it's either the day one edition or the special edition. I bought it years ago because it was on clearance at Target. And I was like, fuck it, yeah, I'll get to this game eventually. Here we are like 8 years later, still haven't touched that shit. I don't even know what it's worth at this point. I should really go through my collection and like sell the games I know I'm never going to touch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just like, nah. But I've heard from fans of like Etrian Odyssey and stuff like that. It's a pretty decent game. Let's see, we got Das in the chat. Have you seen Ad Astra? No, I haven't. I have not seen that movie. It was on my list at some point, and I just never got around to it. Let's see. We got Penny in the chat. Neo, you a car guy at all? Either way, any dream car or realistic dream car you would like to get anytime soon? No, I'm actually not a car guy like that. I know compared to most guys my age, they're all about the cars and their dream cars and Lambo this and, you know, BMW that. But me, myself, and I'm a very, very simple man. I am very happy with my Honda Accord that I'm currently working on at the moment. And yeah, I'm okay with that. Like, if I wanted to get a car that I'm looking forward to at some point, probably like a Dodge, might get a Dodge. Was it? No, it wasn't a Dodge. It was like one of those muscle cars, man. You know, just because it looks so cool. It looks so cool. That makes my whole thing about it. Like, yeah, you know, like, yeah, Ferrari, Lambo, shit like that. Yeah, but for me, nah, I'm a very basic, chill, boring kind of guy. For me, cars are definitely like, get me to point A and point B. And if they run great and they feel great, then that's just a plus. Let's see. Ooh, shout out to the homie Jason, who's been a member for the past 16 months of the Spirit Detective tier. Ayo, for all we know, you could be Mario inhabiting you through Cappy. Is that not sus? I mean, you be the judge of that. I took off the Cappy hat. Am I still the same person? Or am I somebody different? Is this really the mask? Or was the mask the cap this whole time? I don't know. Oh, man. Blue Senshi 19 with a 199 super chat. Nice Chris Pratt costume. Yes, exactly. That is. I'm doing my best Chris Pratt. It's a me Mario type of thing. Oh man. Oh, but shout out to everybody in the chat. Keep it off if you're grown. Shout out to Hard 8 in the chat. What's up, bro? Yeah, man. You know what, bro? I'm still trying to figure out where I got this Cappy hat from. I don't remember. Either it was Nintendo World. You know what it was? It was at Nintendo World, and there was one Cappy hat left. And I bought the last hat, and there was this bald guy behind me who was crying because he couldn't get the last Cappy hat. It might have been Doc Trey for all I know, but I digress. Here we are. I got a Cappy hat. I could be a shapeshifter at Post Masquerade. I could be, man. I could be. It's me. I'm 100% that bitch. Oh, you are that bitch? I don't know if you want to be that bitch, bro. Oh, man. But you know what? We might as well just get down to doing this intro because we got too many people. You bullied a child for it. Hardy, I would not bully no child. I am not no Mr. T. I don't go putting dollars on people's shoulders. Hardy, if you don't stop disrespecting me, that's just nah, Hardy, nah. I bully a child. Man, listen. I've seen what real Nintendo fans and how they get down, bro. You do not want to see that shit, bro. All the things we joke about, that shit is real. That is 100%. You stole it off some kid's head. Be real. I mean, Pong Soul. I might have been partaking in that. What's that thing? What's that thing we came up with that term? That what did you say that I partake in? I don't know. It's been a while, bro. But no, I have never in my life ever fought a child to get video game merch or memorabilia. Like I just need to state that right now for the record. For some of y'all, just take this out of context. Cause I got a Cappy hat. Hey man. We bullying, say less. Wow. We're not even half an hour into the stream and y'all be bullying. Wow. That's crazy. If y'all at least gonna bully me, at least hit the like button. Damn. God damn. But man. You think you know people. You think you get on these streams on a weekly basis. Right, dog? See, Nugget is just passed out. Dog is passed out because y'all threw hands with a 13-year-old for Cappy. I mean, next thing you know, man, you know, if I was really one of those Nintendo dudes, I would have taken that Cappy hat. I would have taken a photo of myself with my mouth wide open and come up with some crazy ass thumbnail title. Like, listen, I am not the guy you think I am. I am not him. I am not him at all. Oh. But you know what? You know what? You know what? You know what? No one's gonna say it. No one's gonna believe it. Welcome to Ask Mayo. Sir? What are you talking about? Oh, Bella, would you say, Neo, do you want me to make you guys scones for tomorrow? Scones. Scones. Nah. Oh, you must be talking about next week. Nah, if anything, Bella, save that for the baby shower. Because the baby shower is going to be on the 22nd. So if anything, I assume you're going to be at the baby shower. So come through with the scones and we'll have that there. Appreciate that. Let's see. So we have a $1.99 super chat coming in from the Sensu Bean plug. Super Mario was mid. Oh, damn. Yeah, we're going to talk about the Mario movie later, you guys. So no worries. No worries. $2 super chat from Artsy Avanti. Name a Tales title that deserves an HD remaster. Honestly, I want a full remake of Tales of the Abyss. I would definitely love to play this game again. And it sucks that the most recent version is on the 3DS. So I would definitely take a full remake of Tales of the Abyss. $2 from Flame. Neo finally stopped capping, especially for a rise. Hey, there you go. That's a use for a hat. There you fucking go, right there. Oh, man. I'm him. I'm that nigga. Yeah, you definitely something, Don Otaku. I will say that much. We haven't figured out exactly what you are, but here we are. The Super Nintendo Tales games need to be remade. You see, Marcus, well, first off, what's up, Marcus? In a perfect world, they would actually do that, but that requires Bamco to work at a competent pace when it comes to game development, and they just don't want to do that for Tales. They'd much rather just do all the mobile games. I gotta wonder what their next Tales game is gonna be, man. It's been a minute. Like, Arise came out 2 years ago, about to be 2 years ago, and we ain't heard shit, bro. Oh, what's up, wee man? What's going on, my brother? And of course, we got Acebreaker in the chat. Mexican Zoidburg. Abyss Easy. See, that's why Mexican Zoidburg's my guy. I was going to say, Mexican Zoidburg is my good friend. Well, he is a good friend. We got Pierre the Gamer in the chat. Who else is in here? We got Fried Melon. How's Midnight Suns? Midnight Suns is low-key kind of fire. When we talk about the games we've been playing recently, I'll speak on that. We got Pert Minded. That's a real hat. Yes, sir. We got Long Live Kevin Samuels. What's up, my brother? Who else? I think I more or less got everybody who came through. Yeah, we did. Just double checking. No, I forgot. We got Matt Ross as well. All right, and Pong Soul, of course. Glad to see you on Midnight Suns train, brother. Yes, sir, brother. We're gonna talk about that in a bit, but you know what? Let's get the intro out of the way. Welcome, everybody, to another installment of Ask Neo. If y'all are tuning in for the very first time, welcome to the stream. Ask Neo is my Q&A series where you guys ask me questions and I answer them to the best of my ability. Most of the time, I end up getting bullied by the lovely people in the stream. It's okay. That's what therapy is for. Multiple sessions per week. It is what it is. If y'all can do me a favor, check out the video description. There are a couple of links of interest. If you guys want to follow me on social media outlets, my Twitter, Instagram, our Discord community is all linked down below in the video description. Give your boy a follow, and if you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure you hit the like button. Helps out the channel tremendously. And if you want to support the channel in any way, super chats, channel memberships, those are great ways to support the channel, have your questions answered with priority. And yeah, that's basically it. That's the only stuff I really got to pimp out, y'all. There's no rhyme or reason or flow to this show. You know, sometimes we have topics we want to hit on, but most of the time it's just us chilling. It's just us chatting. So, you know, sit back, relax, and get yourself some food. Put this on in your commute home from work. If you're at the gym, whatever it is y'all doing, let me know down below in the comment section. What are y'all up to tonight? I mean, unless you're just sitting there and watching this on the TV, what y'all doing? Y'all playing a game? Y'all studying? Y'all coming home from work? Y'all about to drop off some dick? Like, what y'all doing? Let me know, man. Let me know. In the meantime, we got a $2 super chat coming in from Julian Phoenix. Talk about Star Wars Celebration. Yeah, you know what? We might as well discuss this. Where's Shut Up Gabe? Where's Shut Up Gabe? He'd be like, yeah, we definitely talk about Star Wars tonight. So, Star Wars I was about to say Shut Up Gabe Celebration. That would be a celebration if Gabe shut up for a change. I'm kidding. I love you. I love you, Gabe. I'm dropping off dick into my hand. We didn't need to know that. We didn't need to know all of that, bro. But Jesus, while you're doing the stream, at least hit the like button. That's all I can say. But yeah, while you guys answer that, we're going to talk about Star Wars Celebration for a bit. As you guys, if you don't know already, Star Wars Celebration is this huge convention celebrating all things Star Wars, hence the title. And, you know, there's a lot of, like, actor interviews, there's a lot of panels, but more often than not, what people look forward to are the announcements, usually for shows and movies and things that are coming out. Now, we did hear a lot more about some new series coming out. Of course, Star Wars Visions Season 2 got a trailer. Bad Batch Season 3 got an announcement. But we got 3 new Star Wars movies that are coming out. 3 confirmed titles for the foreseeable future. We don't exactly have dates on them. 2 of which we assume are going to be further out than the other one. But we have a new Star Wars movie that is taking place at the dawn of the Jedi. Like, so the very, very beginning of Star Wars lore. And that is a movie that's going to be directed by James Mangold. In addition to that, we have a movie that's going to be culminating in the, I guess you could say it's culminating all the events of the Mandoverse. So all the stuff that's been happening with the Mandalorian, stuff that I assume is going to carry over and lead into the Ahsoka series. And unfortunately, the brochure of Boba Fett. All that stuff is going to be culminating in one movie that is going to be directed by Dave Filoni. And in addition to that, we basically got a continuation of the Skywalker saga trilogy of sorts in Star Wars. It's not titled Star Wars Episode 10, but it is a new Star Wars movie that is taking place after Rise of Skywalker. It's going to be starring Rey as she rebuilds the Jedi Order. And yeah, that movie is going to be directed by a person whose name I cannot recall. And it's going to be, I assume, the next movie on their docket. So probably the most, the one Star Wars movie that they have the most amount of stuff in development for. And we're going to be seeing within the next, hopefully, fingers crossed, 5 years, if there isn't any type of creative differences. But yeah, you know, this is interesting. I mean, on the one hand, let me just get it out there before someone comes in the comment section saying Star Wars is dead, Disney has killed it, blah, blah, blah. Why do you get excited? I'm a Star Wars fan, right? Disney's handling of Star Wars has been a mixed bag. You know, they fumbled the sequel trilogy. We all know that. We can all agree to that. But at the same time, we get some really good stuff out of the mix, such as most of The Mandalorian and Andor, which is just chef's kiss, fucking fantastic. But these new 3 Star Wars movies, I'm gonna come out and say it though. I do not believe these Star Wars movies exist until they're actually in the theaters and I'm in the theaters and the previews stop playing and the movies start. That's the only time I will ever admit that those Star Wars movies are real and are a thing. However, given the fact that those 3 movies are in development, I'm kind of excited for the prospects of them. So we might as well just start with the one I'm the most excited for. We'll go the most excited, and then we're going to work our way down to the least excited. So the most excited one is the movie that we don't really know the most about. And it's probably the furthest off if we're thinking like, okay, looking at timelines of directors and what they're working on. And that's the James Mangold Star Wars Dawn of the Jedi stuff. I'm really excited for this movie just based off the talent. James Mangold, he's one of my favorite directors working right now. He's working on this movie. For those who don't know, he also directed Logan. He did Ford versus Ferrari, and he's finishing up production on Indiana Jones. So for him to jump from Indiana Jones to Star Wars must mean that, well, number one, this man got a huge payday. Number two, they must really like this guy to give him the keys to Star Wars. And number three, it's going into uncharted territory in Star Wars lore, someplace we have not ever explored, at least in the main continuity, right? So like, you know, stuff like this has been explored to a smaller extent in, you know, like old lore and like legend stuff, you know, like comics and books like that, but never at the forefront, never as far as like a movie is concerned. I'm excited about this because it is so far removed away from the Skywalker saga that literally, like, this is an opportunity for them to tell a great movie that happens to be set in Star Wars. Like, I one thing I've come to notice about a lot of the Star Wars media, even the stuff that I really love, with the exception of Andor, a lot of that stuff is like, we're going to do great Star Wars stuff first, and then hopefully we make a great movie afterwards, right? I think that for Star Wars to really grow as a brand, it needs to be the other way around. We need to make great content first that happens to be about Star Wars. Because when you start getting into putting the brand first about everything and then not the quality of the product itself, you end up with stuff like Book of Boba Fett, and you end up with stuff that just has a Star Wars skin on it, and it's not really that great. So the idea of James Mangold working on this, fingers crossed he stays on and there's no type of creative differences, because, you know, that's just par for the course with Star Wars. I think we're in for something really good. The next movie that I'm the most excited for is going to be the Dave Filoni one, mainly because I love Dave Filoni. I think that in terms of the way he tells his stories, in terms of expanding the lore and all that stuff, he's fantastic. But he was not ready to be a film director. Like, a lot of people are saying that Dave Filoni should have like done the sequel trilogy and blah blah blah. Like, Dave Filoni, he was great at what he did with Clone Wars and stuff, but it's a very big jump going from working on animation to doing a full scale blockbuster, which is why they had him working with Jon Favreau on The Mandalorian. So like the past 3-4 years or so that he's been working on the show has basically him priming himself for a big budget production, which is what they're going to go into. So this culminating the entire Mandoverse, the story that they're telling across all these series. If you've been reading, not reading between the lines, but if you've been paying attention to all the little stuff in Mandalorian and the stuff that we assume is going to happen in the Ahsoka show, I think the Ahsoka show is really just going to burst the door open as far as all the stuff that they're seeding for this potential movie. It can be very exciting. That being said, however, I do have my reservations, because while I do love Dave Filoni as a creative, I need this Star Wars movie to not look like The Mandalorian, because while I do enjoy Mandalorian as a show, and I think that the volume tech is fantastic, it's gotten to the point where a lot of the shows look very flat, right? Like, I watched that Ahsoka trailer, which we're going to talk about after the Jedi Order movie. I watched that Ahsoka trailer, and I'm just like, I'm looking at this, and nothing about that trailer stood out from a visual perspective. And then when you listen, I don't mean to be on Andor's dick like that, but if you contrast that to Andor and how that show looks and how it did not use the volume and how it just shot on location, how great that show looks, and then when he uses green screen or stuff like that for the big budget effects or whatever, it looks awesome. And then Mando is just starting to look like, oh, golly, bro, like, come on now. So I'm gonna need them to go back to what they used to do when they shot Star Wars stuff. Shoot it on film, shoot it on location, take your time crafting this show, right? Are you on Andor? Are you on the Andor show dick or the character? Oh, I don't know, man. It could be both. Who knows? Love is love. Anyways, I'm excited about the idea of Dave Filoni working on a Star Wars movie. I'm excited to see where that goes. You know, that's kind of never been done before on this scale for Star Wars, where they have a lot of TV shows and then it culminates in a huge movie. I think that's very exciting. And then the third movie they have, which a lot of people are really writing off, which I'm not going to do it as of yet. Star Wars, I'm not going to call it episode 10, but fuck it, for the sake of the stream, we'll call it episode 10, which is going to take place after Rise of Skywalker. Rey is going to be returning. It's about her building the Jedi Order, and that's really all we know about the show, or the movie, I should say. And honestly, I kind of relate Rise of Skywalker to Kingdom Hearts 3. Not in the sense that Kingdom Hearts 3 is the Rise of Skywalker in terms of quality, even though it was disappointing compared to 2. But I look at it like Kingdom Hearts 4. I was not a big fan of Kingdom Hearts 3, right? There's some redeeming aspects of Kingdom Hearts 3, mainly the combat after the Remind DLC. But for the most part, Kingdom Hearts 3, I think everybody could agree that it was a colossal disappointment. However, Kingdom Hearts 4, because it's the start of something brand new and it's a new story and it's separated from all the stuff that came before, the possibilities are kind of endless for where they could go, right? If they just take it away from all the stuff that was connected to the previous trilogies and it's just about Rey doing her own thing, whatever that may be, I think that's awesome, right? And then you could have the potential, if it's well written, for characters like John Boyega to come back, you know, Finn to make a return and actually be a character instead of being sidelined for 3 movies. You know, it's still the biggest disrespect of the sequel trilogy. You know, there's a possibility for new characters to be brought in and for them to do their own thing and grow, where you don't have the shadow of like previous characters from previous generations kind of there, and if those characters are there, they either overshadow the new ones or they're just there for nostalgia bait. So yeah, I mean, depending on how this is handled, I'm excited for the potential of it, but to the same degree, we'll have to see if this movie even makes it to theaters, because if there's one thing we know about Lucasfilm and Star Wars directors, there are more directors leaving these projects than these things actually get made. And that's just a sad, harsh reality. So, yeah, we have 3 Star Wars movies, 3 very different Star Wars movies. One set at the very beginning of it all, one set after the current canon, and then one that's basically going to be a culmination right before you hit Episode 7. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens after that. But before we talk about Ahsoka, I do want to tackle some of the super chats because you guys have been blessing it in the chat. Thank you so much. $2 super chat coming in from Julian Phoenix. Punk ass Taika Waititi's movie was canceled. Let's go. Wait, was it just canceled now? Because the last thing I heard from Kathleen Kennedy was that like Taika's movie is still on. They're just waiting for him to do his own thing or blah blah blah. Something to those lines. Like it's not canceled, but it seems like it's sidelined for the time being. So yeah, I mean, a lot of the stuff we expected to come out is not coming out. Like the Rogue Squadron movie is not coming out. The Kevin Feige movie is not coming out. The Rian Johnson trilogy is not happening. You know, so the Taika movie, I feel like would be the one that could be done, but to the same degree, maybe Taika is just like, fuck it, after Thor Love and Thunder. Which honestly, that's for the best. I wouldn't want him to make a movie after if he's just in such a pissed off mood. $4.99 from Blue Senshi 19. I've been having a bitch fit about this time of year. I wish it was winter again. Fuck spring, and I don't want to start with summer. How's your day going? I'm doing pretty good right now. Honestly, bro, I actually love this time of year because right now, I don't know what the weather's like for you guys where you live, but right now, this week, this weather is going to be absolutely beautiful. Like currently it is, I want to say, let me see, it's like the high 60s right now. It might be 71 degrees. So it's 67 degrees right now. 1 degree off of order 66. And then tomorrow, Thursday and Friday, it's going to be high 70s, low 80s, which is friggin' beautiful. Even the lowest temperature of the night is going to be like 56, 57 degrees, which I will definitely take. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that the next 3 days. And it's 3 days where there's like no rain whatsoever, which is awesome. Right? And then Saturday, 70 degrees. And then Sunday, it drops back to 60, 59, 57, things like that. So next week is definitely back to business as usual. But for the time being, I love it. And I love shit like this, bro. I love this kind of weather. It just reminds me of like just good things are on the horizon, man. And then the heat waves kick in and it's like 95 degrees. And then I'm just like, why can't we just go back to the fall weather? Like, what is happening now? $4.99 from the homie John the Don. Popping in to say what's up as I go to the gym. My man, getting those fucking gains. I love it. Can't stay, but Neo, what's an underrated show you love and recommend? Also, thoughts on Succession? It's fire. Yeah, bro. So as far as Succession is concerned, yes, Succession is fantastic. I personally believe now that Better Call Saul has ended, Succession is the best show on TV. In fact, some would go so far as to say that it was neck and neck with Better Call Saul for like the best show on TV. It's fantastic. It's phenomenal. I have not started the new season as of yet. I just haven't for whatever reason. I've been a little busy trying to catch up on other shows before I start Succession. But my sister is watching it and her jaw has been on the floor every single week. So that just gives me so much excitement to start the new one. And as far as like an underrated show you love and recommend, as far as like underrated shows go, I mean, that's the thing, because a lot of the shows that I used to watch that were considered underrated, they've gotten a, sort of like a second wind and a second life because of social media. There was a time where I would say something like The In-Betweeners, you know, which is not an underrated show to people in the UK who watched it, but for people outside of the UK, The In-Betweeners is a fantastic, phenomenal comedy. It's a great show if you guys haven't checked it out. I'm not sure what streaming service it's on now because it's just been jumping from, you know, service to service, but it's a fantastic show. Very, very crass humor, but very, very so good. Underrated show, I guess. I mean, sci-fi, again, sci-fi, they have such like dedicated followings, right? So I remember when I started watching The Expanse, that was underrated, and then it blew up and people loved it. I guess I would say as far as like old school stuff, like Babylon 5, is that considered underrated? I'm not so sure. Like I've watched a couple seasons of it and I really enjoy it. So yeah, it's always tough, man, because the stuff that I watch is really underrated. It just fucking blows up, and I'm like, I'm happy for the show, but then I can't say it's underrated anymore. $5 from Julian Phoenix. Unpopular opinion. Rian Johnson's trilogy could have been some gas. Also, the Rey movie is what the sequel should have been. Yeah, so that's the thing. Even though I'm not a big fan of Star Wars The Last Jedi, I will always say that that movie out of the entire sequel trilogy is the only one that has its own identity. The Force Awakens, while I love that movie to death. I watched it 3 times in theaters. I still love rewatching it to this day. I mean, let's be honest. It is very derivative of Star Wars A New Hope. Sure, it does its different things, but you know where you know what you showed up for, and that's fine for what it was at the time. They wanted to make a retro movie to bring people back into Star Wars after the prequels, and that's okay. And then Last Jedi happened, and in the context of the trilogy, Last Jedi should not have happened because it just made no sense where this story was going as the second movie, but it feels like the end. And then Rise of Skywalker is just straight up damage control. It has no identity of its own. In my opinion, like, no matter how bad people think Phantom Menace or Attack of the Clones is, and mind you, they are pretty bad at times, Rise of Skywalker, there's really no redeeming aspects of that movie. The best thing you can say is that it's very beautifully shot at times. But Last Jedi, on the other hand, if you look at it as a standalone movie, if you look at like some of the stuff that happens in it, I'm like, okay, it's got some good moments, right? And Rian Johnson, if you see what he does outside of Star Wars with Knives Out and what he did with Looper and what he did with Brick, like, this guy's a fantastic director. So I think that if he had been given his own trilogy to do stuff separate from all this stuff and don't just bring him in for a second installment, we could have gotten some fantastic movies, but that's not in the cards. I don't think it'll ever be in the cards again, just based off, you know, he's making way more money and way more critical acclaim and less annoying Star Wars fans doing his Knives Out stuff, which, I mean, more power to him. I love the Knives Out movies, and I can't wait for the third one. I wish they would put out the second one on Blu-ray, but because it's Netflix exclusive, you all know how that goes. And yeah, the Rey movie, like I said earlier, they have the potential to really not right the wrongs of the sequel trilogy, but they have an opportunity for better character progression for Rey, actual character progression for Finn, and then seeing what they do with the other stuff. Let's see. Okay, $1.99 from Long Live Kevin Samuels. What's your favorite Star Wars faction? So that's the thing. I am very fickle when it comes to deciding on things, because it all comes down to my favorite time of day and how I'm feeling. Like, whenever somebody asked me, like, let's take for example, like, are you with the Rebels or are you with the Empire? Like, there was a stage in my life where I was just like, yeah, man, like, Rebels all the way, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, you know what? I want to have a villain arc. Am I part of the Empire? No, I'm not part of the Empire, but at the same time, I'm a Sith. So, but I'm not with the Rebels, but I'm not with the Empire. So where do I land with that shit? So I'm a very fickle dude, you know? But I will say this, though. I'm on the side of good, but at the same time, the Jedi deserved every bad thing that happened to them. The Jedi are responsible for their own downfall. Now, does that mean I support the Empire? I don't think so. But to the same degree, the Jedi are rat bastards, bro. Rat bastards with their rat tail hair. Like, man, they deserved it, bro. Man. All right. And one last $5 super chat from Julian Phoenix. Did you see the Star Wars Vision Season 2 trailers, or should I say Love, Death, Star Wars? Yes, I did watch that trailer, and again, I'm extremely excited for Visions 2, because Visions is just something different out of Star Wars. It's just a bunch of animation studios making their own Star Wars shorts. Now, some of them are better than others, but at the same time, we get some really dope-ass shit, and I don't know if Lucasfilm is using this as maybe like a testing ground for, hey, we're going to do a full-on Star Wars animated movie with one of these studios, but I think that'd be fucking amazing. Could you imagine a Studio Trigger full-on animated Star Wars movie, or a Studio Ghibli full-on animated Star Wars movie? Now, I don't know if that would necessarily work in terms of what they're trying to tell with their story canon, because they don't really do too many offshoot stuff. It's like everything has to be connected. But man, just what we got out of those things is just fantastic, bro. It would be great. So good if we actually saw something like that happen. Let's see. Oh, Jason said, what did we watch instead of Rise of Skywalker that night? We watched Spies in Disguise. You remember that movie, the animated movie with Will Smith and Tom Holland? That was a decent movie. It's not bad. But yeah, okay. So we'll talk about the Ahsoka trailer, and then we'll go back to other topics. I just know this is becoming a Asking Neo Star Wars edition. All right. So we got a brand new trailer for Ahsoka. For those who don't know, Ahsoka is the next live-action Star Wars TV series, set in like the Mandoverse, if you will. After Ahsoka showed up in Mandalorian Season 2, she's going to be spun off and she's getting her own actual show. And if you watch the trailer, you can tell that it's not only an Ahsoka show, but it kind of seems like the next season of Star Wars Rebels, because a lot of the Rebels cast are in there. And if you follow Rebels and you know some of the stuff that happened with the characters in Rebels, there is one character who made his debut in Rebels, or should I say his relaunch into the new canon in Rebels, with the master himself, Grand Admiral Thrawn. And if you guys know me, when it comes to Star Wars, Thrawn, honestly, I go so far as to say is like Thrawn is my favorite character out of the group, right? Like, yeah, of course, I've got love for Luke, I have love for Anakin, I got love for Yoda, I have love for like Obi-Wan, like all this stuff. But Thrawn is the first time I looked at a character in Star Wars and I went, this guy is different, right? Reading the Heir to the Empire trilogy, looking at Thrawn as a character, I'm like, this guy is so fucking different than Vader and Palpatine, but in all the best ways. Like, this dude is sick, bro. Thrawn is the type of guy where he is so calculating, where this man doesn't have to raise his voice. This man does not have to have an outburst. He doesn't have to torture you. He doesn't have to do anything. Every single move that this man is calculated, he's who Aizen wishes he was. That's all I'll say. Like, you know how Aizen and Bleach is like, yeah, like Aizen and Madara, like, yeah, I've foreseen this and I've foreseen this, like plot convenience, blah, 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 blah. Thrawn actually does that shit. He knows what to fucking do because he's actually strategized this shit in his mind, and it's not an ass pull, right? And I was pissed off that they retconned, that aspect of the EU, because that was my favorite aspect of the EU, the Thrawn trilogy. That was, for all intents and purposes, 7, 8, and 9 of its day. And then they brought him back in Rebels, and don't get it twisted, I loved seeing Thrawn in Rebels. It was great, but I always felt like it was limited considering it was a children's show. Right? It was a children's show, and even though Thrawn had his moments in that show, especially the scene in the factory where, they were trying to figure out like why, like, oh, these things aren't working. You know what? There's defective weaponry here. Let's have the workers test it. And then one of the workers tested it, and he's just like, oh, it's not working, and blah, blah, blah. I think it's gonna explode. And Thrawn's like, no, keep going. And the guy ends up dying, and Thrawn's like, yeah, okay, so this is how the workers are gonna test it. And if the machine explodes, that means you guys need to keep working on this so it doesn't happen again, to weed out any type of rats or anything. Like, Thrawn is just a fucking calculated genius, bro. Like, oh my god, he is sick, dude. And exactly Julian Phoenix. Thrawn was an alien who rose in the ranks of the Empire. The Empire, I don't know if you guys know this, but the Empire is extremely racist, extremely prejudiced, right? Well, to aliens at least. Because they got like people of different races in there, but like to aliens, nah, they don't fuck with that shit. But Thrawn, he's in there, right? He's in there because like, no, we need this guy here, and that is just so fucking ballsy, bro. So they brought him back in Rebels. I enjoyed seeing it in Rebels, but it's just one of those things where it's like, is this all we're gonna get? Timothy Zahn came back and he wrote a couple of Thrawn books, and they're good and everything. But I wanted to see more from Thrawn. But the problem, and this was the problem I had, because where they set Thrawn in this new canon, they set it basically in the OG canon, or the now non-canon in the Legends lore. Heir to the Empire was set after episode 6. So it was basically 7, 8, and 9, right? In this new canon, they set Thrawn during the events of Rebels, right? It's set during the events of Rebels, and it's like, all right, well, there's no way in the world he's going to be able to interact with Luke and Han and Leia and all those people. There's no way in the world, because of the timeline of things. So what they ended up doing was, okay, he's going to interact with the Rebels crew. He's going to interact with Ahsoka. Like, it's going to take place in this time period, in this time frame. which does kind of suck because it's like, these are not the characters that I want to go up against Thrawn. You know what I'm saying? Like, Rebels, like, these people, no. Like, I love the Rebels crew, but no, right? I need someone, like, on a bigger level to deal with Thrawn, with more authority, that where you feel the fucking stakes of shit. Because I just look at Thrawn and I'm just like, I don't, like, Thrawn is like, I can wipe the floor with all of you guys, but all those other people, though? So that's where I've just kind of accepted it. Like, you know, I'm gonna enjoy the aspects of Thrawn being involved here, but it's like, it's not gonna be as good as what we've gotten before. But still, what makes this exciting is seeing Thrawn in live action. And we got a teaser of that, a glimpse of that in the Ahsoka trailer. We all wanted one particular actor to play him because if there's one thing that I do like about Star Wars is that if the voice actors look similar to the characters, they do bring them in to play the live action version. It happened with Bo-Katan, and they're doing it again with Thrawn because Lars Mikkelsen, who voiced Thrawn in Rebels, is going to be playing him in live action. And I am so fucking gassed, bro. Like, I'm so fucking sick. That is going to look so amazing. If there's one thing I want out of this Ahsoka show, more than anything, I want Thrawn to be done justice. I do not nerf this guy. Do not fucking keep this man in the shadows and use him sparingly, like, for no bullshit reason, and yet hype him up in the trailer. I need Thrawn to come in and wreck shit. We need a villain. Like, Thrawn is one of the few people in Star Wars lore that can rival Vader in terms of, like, this is a great fucking villain, right? Like, while Darth Vader was, like, very, like, commanding with his presence, Thrawn, it was different. He was calculated with his presence. And I think that once the masses see that, you can get so excited for it. Like, I'm not saying there's the potential for a Thanos level effect, but if handled right, people look at Thrawn and be like, fuck, that's possible in Star Wars. Thrawn is a fucking legend, dude. Thrawn is sick. And I can't wait to see him. Like, I literally, guys, like, my heart is gonna be crushed into pieces if they somehow ruin Thrawn. Like, I think I might be done. Like, I know everyone says that about Star Wars, but this might be my breaking point, my moment. Like, no. But what I think they are gonna do is they're gonna have Thrawn in this show, and I feel like Thrawn is gonna be their endgame level villain. That's gonna be the main villain of this Star Wars movie that they got cooking for the next couple of years, depending on how they handle this in Ahsoka. And then if maybe they do another season of Mando or something else, I feel like all that stuff is going to lead into this Star Wars movie. And I'm looking at the comments from some of you guys saying that, oh, you know, like, there's a possibility that Luke might show up here. You know, don't count that out. I mean, that is a possibility, sure. But would they really go to those lengths to have Luke truly be like a main focal point, a main character? Because it's one thing to have Luke being there and being de-aged for certain scenes, but if we're talking like full on screen, like, I don't know, like, technology wise, it's like one of those things where I like what they're doing with it, but at the same time, maybe they should have recast if they wanted to make Luke a full on character. But man, I'm nervous, but at the same time, I'm so excited. I'm so freaking excited. Oh man, in a perfect world, man, I wouldn't mind them recasting Luke and Han and Leia in this time period if it meant that they were going to deal with Thrawn. But are they going to do that? I don't believe so. I don't. I mean, maybe they could bring back like Alden Ehrenreich as Han and just say like, hey, you know, this is Han. Sure, he doesn't look like Han at this age, but fuck it, we'll like age him up or some shit. Oh man, but yeah, I don't. Oh, man, it would. It's just if things just happened a little differently, we could have technically gotten that, you know. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's see. They need to make Luke trying to kill Ben make sense. That was a bastardization of his character. So as time's passed with that, I've kind of like not necessarily changed my viewpoint on it, but I think the whole point of Luke's character was that obviously at the end of Return of the Jedi, he was just like, I still see good in him. I sense good in him. I can do this, blah, blah, blah. We're going to be better than who we were before. And sometimes in life, you try so much to be something that's the opposite of what you want, that you end up becoming that thing. And we've seen that happen before. And I think that's the point they were trying to go with The Last Jedi, and saying that like Luke tried so hard to not be like what became before, that he ended up becoming that thing. And that was like his epiphany moment, right? But the way it was just executed was not the greatest in that context. If they had given more backstory to it and they actually showed us that, sure, I could believe that. But I think what they are going to eventually do is we are going to get a young Ben Solo at some point, and we're going to see that happen, and it's going to add more context to it. And, you know, they're going to try to make it, they're basically going to try to not retroactively fix the sequel trilogy, but they're going to give it more context, because you can't fix that. All you could do is just make things make a little more sense, like you did with the prequels. Like, for example, if you watch the prequel movies and you look at Anakin's characterization, if you are not a Star Wars fan who just loves everything, Anakin's turn to the dark side is the most sudden shit in movies. Like, this dude goes like from maybe suspecting the dark side to killing kids in the very next scene. Like, immediately like that. Like, you feel as if there needed to be more stuff between episode 2 and episode 3 for Anakin's turn, right? You could tell that he was kind of unhinged, but just the way it was, it just felt so sudden. And that's what the Clone Wars cartoon did. They filled in a lot of the gaps with Anakin's character, and it gave more background to it. So by the time, like, let's say, for example, you're watching all this stuff in succession, you're like, oh, I could logically see this happen. But if you only watch the movies, it's just like, wow, that's kind of abrupt. So they're going to kind of do the same thing with the sequel trilogy. I don't necessarily think it's going to be handled the greatest, but I mean, it's Star Wars. Like, you know, people are going to enjoy it. People are going to hate it. It is what it is. The whole Snoke thing, I don't think there's no, you can't fix that Snoke situation. That is just so fucking dumb, man. That is just so fucking dumb. Like, it just hype up so much about Snoke, and it's just like, no, Snoke's nothing. He's actually a Palpatine clone. I would have been fine if Snoke wasn't anything, but then they said this dude was like controlled by Palpatine and everything. I'm like, ugh. But yeah, Rise of Skywalker. $2 from Julian Phoenix. What are your thoughts on season 3 of Mando? I hate Grogu and I'm tired of him. Okay, first off, there'll be no Grogu slander on this feed. I was about to say no Snoke slander. We can have all the Snoke slander, except for Andy Serkis, because he's awesome. But Grogu, I love Grogu. In fact, season 3 of Mando has the least amount of Grogu in it. Like, Grogu has maybe like 1 or 2 scenes throughout the entire season that are like, oh, that's adorable, man. You know, and as someone who's a big Grogu stan, I am very disappointed, because I want more Grogu. I want Grogu all day, every day. And I'm not getting that, and I feel very disappointed. I feel very jaded. But yeah, no, as a whole, season 3 of Mando, to me, it's the weakest season. I mean, again, if you're a Star Wars fan and you can notice some of the stuff that they're seeding in the background, I think it's interesting. But to me, I don't get excited about stuff that you're seeding right now if the main meat and potatoes is not appetizing. The reason why Marvel Phase 1, 2, and 3 worked so well is that for the most part, they focused on all their movies being good, decent, watchable films. All that world building stuff came later. Of course, you had some pretty blatant exceptions to that, like Iron Man 2. But for the most part, like, you watch Captain America Winter Soldier, and the stuff in Captain America Winter Soldier did have ripple effects in the MCU. You know, the events of that movie changed stuff going forward, and it kind of led into the next sequel, which was Captain America Civil War, with that being a part of the Sokovia Accords, because, you know, the Washington, D.C., the helicarriers that destroyed the city. That stuff is how you narratively make things flow. But what we're seeing a lot of in especially MCU Phase 4 and Phase 5 and with some Star Wars stuff is that they're putting the universe first, and it's not, you can't do that. You have to make sure that the content is good enough to continue. And right now I'm watching Mando only because I'm a Star Wars fan. Like, nothing about the season of Mando is engaging and compelling in terms of the season having a story. And we're almost done with the season. We only have, I think, 2 episodes left. 2 episodes left, and one of those episodes was just it felt like an anthology episode, which I enjoyed, again, in the context, but you can't do that for a show that only has 8 episodes. You know, the first episode of the season felt completely worthless. You know, like, I like the stuff happening with Bo-Katan, and I'm not like one of those people who's saying that, oh, this is a show about the Mandalorian, but Din and Grogu aren't in it. You know, like, I understand they're trying to tell the story about other Mandalorians, but there's only so much time you have. You can't call this The Mandalorian Season 3 and then, you know, pick and choose what type of stories you want to tell on this episode, and then you have a whole fucking random episode with Jack Black and Lizzo, and Like, what the fuck is going on, dude? Like, come on now. The reason why season 3 of Mando is weak is because Dave is not involved. He was doing Ahsoka. Oh. So who's involved? I mean, I haven't been paying attention to the credits, but who's involved with this? I mean, it looks like it's the same staff. Like, I see Jon Favreau's name on some stuff. Oh. Your dog tried to eat the Grogu stuffed animal? Oh, Jesus Christ, Bella. Why? Why? Did you say Lizzo? Yeah, Lizzo. Lizzo. And here's the thing. I don't got a problem with Lizzo or Jack Black being in there because Christopher Lloyd cameos in that same episode. I don't have a problem with like them getting characters to cameo. I don't, but it's like, really, dude? Like, this is the episode. This is the story you're telling. Like, this. There's so much other stuff we got going on. Come on. Yeah, this is like the off season Red Sage. It literally feels like something is off about this. You know what this kind of feels like? This feels like if they had, like, let's say the demand for the show was so high that we did like a summer special. Like, you know how the regular season would run from maybe like beginning of winter into spring, and they would take like a couple of months off and they would start again at the beginning of next winter. This feels like if they had a couple of episodes for the summer. That's what this episode feels like, where it's like not enough content for a full season, but there's like just enough content to get you by for like the in-between months. That's what this feels like. And I don't like it. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. All Grogu does is eat and chill with celebrity cameos. Well, listen, he's famous now. He's famous. He's hit the big leagues, and I love that for him. Ooh, my delivery just showed up. I ordered groceries for the first time off of Uber, guys. I had a promo credit, and I was going to go ahead and Dog is snoring. Hold on one second. Yeah, so yeah, I delivered groceries. No, it came like half an hour ago. Jesus. Yeah, I delivered groceries to my place because I was gonna go do like light grocery shopping before the stream, but I got too invested in Midnight Suns, and I was just like, oh, he's barking in his sleep. I got invested in... I don't know if you guys can hear that. I don't think you can. He is deep in sleep right now, you guys. Guys, he's like, I know you can't hear it, but he is barking like crazy in his sleep. Like, oh, man. What do y'all think he's dreaming of? Oh. Hey, what's going on, Maddie? And we got Johan in the chat. What's up? What's up, Johan? Thanks for coming through for a bit, bro. Thank you. We got American Nerd Life in the chat. We got Mario 187. What's up, y'all? Grogu on that loud pack. Yo, Grogu's smoking that rapper weed, bro. That's what he doing. Oh, he's running in a field, maybe. He's dreaming if the sequel trilogy was great. Oh, man. One day it will be. It will be. Oh, he just got back from the gym? My man, I love it. Both you and John the Don, bro. You better run, Mr. Postman. Yeah, okay, so, all right, that's enough Star Wars talk for a day. We talked about Star Wars for like, what, 45 minutes? Something like that. All right, yeah, so let's talk about the Super Mario Brothers movie, because you guys were asking a lot of questions about that. So I did see the Super Mario Brothers movie last week. I actually went with the homie JFam388. We actually met up. We got ourselves some hibachi, some drank, and then we watched the Super Mario Brothers movie. And honestly, all things considered, it was a pretty solid flick. I'm not gonna lie. Like, going into this movie, y'all already know, I'm not the biggest fan of Illumination. I think that in terms of animation studios, Illumination is pretty bottom of the barrel. They are no Pixar. They are certainly no Sony Animation. They just make movies that visually look good enough for kids to watch, things that are quippy and quirky and have a lot of pop culture references. And you know what? That's fine, because those movies aren't made for me. Like, things like Despicable Me started out okay, and it just evolved into something else, and that's fine. It's not for me. Like, obviously they're doing something right because kids are enjoying it. But when I heard that they were working on a Super Mario Brothers movie, I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. The odds of this being good are slim to none. And I walked away out of this movie going like, that movie wasn't the worst thing I ever saw. In fact, it was quite decent. Now, I'm not going to spoil anything, right? I'm not going to spoil anything about the movie, even though I don't think there is a lot of crazy stuff to spoil. It's not like Sonic Movie 2, where you find out that, you know, at the end of the movie, okay, this movie's been out for over a year at this point. At the end of the movie, he goes supersonic and it's fucking amazing. But, you know, I'm not going to talk about any type of spoilers if they do bother people. So don't worry about that. So, you know, going into it, I was thinking like, oh, we'll see how this movie is. At the very least, it's going to look good. And I walked out of it being like, you know, that wasn't terrible. In fact, it was quite decent. Now, I'm just going to get it out here right now. Do I think that this is a great movie in terms of what it needs to tick as far as like what I look for in an animated movie? No. Like I said, it is not Pixar tier. It's not even DreamWorks tier. You know, like it's very, 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 very paper thin. There is no type of arcs for the character whatsoever. There are moments in the movie where you think that there's going to be a lot of emotion, and then they just kind of pass by that. It's just pretty much for show. It's just a lot of fluff. And yeah, it was kind of disappointing in that respect because I felt that this movie could have been so much better. But that being said, when you just turn your brain off and you look away from what it could have been and you just enjoy it for the time, it's a fun time at the theater, right? In terms of it being a movie made for Mario fans, it is a movie made for Mario fans. And Mario fans are really going to appreciate it. They're going to appreciate all the Easter eggs. They're going to appreciate all the references. There is a good bit of humor in the movie that is actually funny at times. There's one particular character in the movie which I can't. This is not a spoiler. It was in one of the promos. It was in one of the promos. Lumily, like that character, like Jason knows. Like I was fucking dying watching Lumily on screen. I fucking loved Lumily on screen. Lumily was incredible, right? Like it's got its fair bit of humor. It ticks a lot of the boxes in terms of like, oh, kids are gonna love this. Mario fans are gonna love it. And you know what? For what they set out to accomplish, it's a decent movie. It's fine. It's okay. Is it gonna win any awards like best animated type of lists? Like, no. But it's fine. And I'm actually really excited it wasn't terrible because now the potential for them to put out better movies is much higher because you got this. You laid the groundwork. You could go anywhere with this. You could make so much better sequels going forward. You could involve more characters from the Super Mario verse, if you will. You could do a lot of crazy things. And maybe part of the reason why they wanted to make this movie so safe and so contained, if you will, was because of Nintendo, because they're so protective of the IP and certain things that you can or cannot do. Maybe that was the reason. I'm not sure. But all things considered, it was fine. It was a decent movie. I enjoyed my time watching it. In fact, I'll probably go watch it again, and I'm definitely gonna buy it on 4K. Like it was fine. Like it was okay. It was fine. In terms of the voice actors, okay. So now this is where things get interesting, right? Oh, and shout out to the homie Corey Gryffindor for the super chat. Hey guys, I'm here. Just got out of advanced acting class, so I won't be arriving on time as much. Hey man, listen, do what you got to do, Corey Gryffindor. I hope that class went over well for you. And yeah, you got to talk to us about that at some point, bro. That sounds interesting. But much love, my brother. We miss you, man. So yeah, in terms of the voice acting in the movie, so this is gonna sound kind of controversial. I think that we all owe Chris Pratt an apology. Now I know there's gonna be fucking Donald Talk is gonna come out and say, who the fuck is this we? Like, who the fuck is we? No, y'all was hating from day one. I wasn't. But yeah, in terms of Chris Pratt's performance as Mario, I actually really enjoyed it. After the first like 3 minutes of the movie, once you adjust it works really well. It's not a Mario accent by any stretch of the imagination. It's definitely more Brooklyn based, and it is very, very satirized, if you will. Like it's very heavy handed and it's very thick at times. But in the context of the movie, it works fine, right? And I liked it. I liked his performance in the movie. Chris Pratt is, the thing a lot of people don't know is Chris Pratt is actually a decent voice actor because he's done Lego Movie. He's done a couple of things in the past. And yeah, so for Mario, he works really well and I like his voice. Charlie Day as Luigi, I thought was really good too. But the problem, and this is not a spoiler, but Luigi is very underutilized in this movie. Some of the best moments in the movie are when Mario and Luigi are interacting. And unfortunately, you don't get a lot of that in this movie. And that's what pains me, because when you get those emotional moments between the brothers, that's where the movie really shines. And then it's like, all right, here's that. And then that's it. We're not going to give you anything else. I was just like, what the fuck, bro? So Charlie Day as Luigi was great. Keegan-Michael Key as Toad, great. Jack Black as Bowser, you guys already know, like that was fantastic. Scene stealer, every single scene he was in. Bless you, Mr. Nugget. Who else was in this movie? We had okay, so the two performances that I will say were probably the weakest, but for different reasons. Anya Taylor-Joy as Peach. This is the one I definitely felt was the most phoned in. Now, I'm not sure if that was her direction as the character, if that was what she was given, if they were telling her that this is how you're supposed to play the role, or it's just her not being a great voice actor, because Anya is a great actor, period. But it felt very, very like, yo, she's reading off a script, bro. You know, I didn't buy it whatsoever for this character. And to the opposite end, you had like Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, which felt, it was just Seth Rogen doing Seth Rogen voice. And for a character like Donkey Kong, I'm willing to give it a little bit of a pass, because his character is just so silly and goofy and just over the top that it kind of works for that role. But it is definitely just Seth Rogen being there. Like, they even have the Seth Rogen laugh. Like, the Seth Rogen laugh is played a couple of times in the movie. It works fine. It works fine, which is why I'm not too harsh on Seth Rogen versus Anya Taylor-Joy as Peach. But yeah, voice acting in the movie was great. The animation in the movie was phenomenal. Very, very, very gorgeous movie. You watch this movie, and I remember I turned over to Jason when we were watching this, and I told him, I was just like, this movie makes me sad, bro. It makes me sad because we will never get a Nintendo game that looks as good as this. We will never get a game that looks as good as this. Never. You look at this shit and you're just like, wow, this is what a Mario game would look like if it was on like PS4 or PS5 or something. And it's like, nope. We're not getting that shit, bro. Not getting that shit. The music was really solid as well. They've got a couple of like renditions of classic Mario themes in there. And of course, you know, it ticks with your nostalgia, so it plays it at the right times, and it's dope when it happens. There are a lot of references and callbacks to classic Mario stuff, and I'm not talking just the video games. I'm talking Mario media in general and some other franchises as well. They're hidden in the background. It's like one of those moments where it's just like, oh, there's that thing. They don't just like put it precisely into frame. It's just like so far off that you have to be scanning to find it. But when you find it, it's just like, oh shit, that's awesome, bro. That's a good reference. So that was fantastic. Like I said, they did their homework in terms of that. Like, this is a movie made by Mario fans, right? For Mario fans. So in that respect, people are going to get enjoyment out of it. And there is some stuff that they are kind of like teasing and seeding for the future. But again, that gets into spoiler territory, which is... It's not really spoilers, but I'm not going to be that guy, because then somebody's going to say, oh, you just spoiled the Mario movie for me. You know, and I'm just like, okay, you know. But yeah, that's basically all I really got to say about the Mario movie. It's fine. Like I said, it's not going to win any awards. It's not a top animated feature. You know, if this was in better hands, I think we could have truly gotten a GOAT Mario movie. And on the one hand, like I said, reading a lot of the critic reviews, I totally agree with a lot of them and what they had to say. Now, do I think some of them are a little too harsh? Well, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But they're always harsh when it comes to like kids animated movies if they're not good. Because, you know, it's just one of those things where it's like, fuck, I have to sit through this and watch it. But at the same time, I think it's fine for what it is. It's fine. It's okay. You'll have fun with it. You know, oh, people are saying they want Peaches to win Best Song at Oscars. I feel like they're going to push it. If they ever open up like the Oscar fan voting thing again, like I feel like that's probably going to win the moments. That's probably going to win the moment. Let's see. But yeah, you know, it was enjoyable. And like we all predicted, this movie is going to make money, because if this movie was even halfway decent, it's going to make a lot of money. This thing is going to make bank, bro. It's already, I think, at like 400 something million right now. And the movie just came out not even a week ago. That's friggin' insane, bro. How would you rank it between Detective Pikachu or the Sonic movies? Okay, so I'm going to say something controversial. I think that the Sonic movies, as movies in terms of plot structure, emotional moments, character arcs, the Sonic movies are better. the Sonic movies are better. In terms of like balancing things, the Sonic movies are better. Then after that, I put Detective Pikachu and then the Mario movie. It's not terrible. It really isn't, guys. Like I'm not gonna sit here and like make it seem like the Sonic movies are like 10 out of 10 stuff. Because even so, I still think the Sonic movies are only like at best 7 out of 10 stuff, right? But yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say about the Mario movie. What did you guys think about it? If you guys watched it. And I'll get back to some comments. And feel free to ask the questions if I didn't talk about them already, you guys. Because, you know, we spent like 45 minutes on Star Wars. Oh, here's something from Jake. Hey, Neo, I'm from Ireland, so I don't get a chance to watch the live stream due to time differences. Just dropping in to say I appreciate the content. Long-time watcher, first-time commenter. Oh, thank you so much, Jake. I appreciate you, my brother. Yeah, I got to make my way out to Ireland one of these days, bro. Make my way out to Ireland. Try me some Guinness. It's been way too long, my brother. Appreciate the support, man. Thank you so much. Sonic 3 better have throw it all away. Sonic 3 better have throw it all away. Wait, I'm confused. What? Oh, you're talking about, okay, so yeah, okay, so I'll say this much so. The third Sonic movie, it's got to be full-blown Sonic. You can't bring back the human characters again, because they were the weakest parts of Sonic movie 2. They were really only there for just hijinks and to remind Sonic that believe in yourself, you know? The third Sonic movie got to be full-on Shadow the Hedgehog. You got to have Amy Rose in there. You got to have everything, bro. I need that shit. I need it. All right, Don Otaku, you better relax. Don Otaku, he's just riding a high right now after Breath of the Wild. But listen, Don Otaku, the Mario movie is not better than the Sonic movies. I'm sorry, bro. $2 super chat from the Sensu Bean plug. Imagine a Star Fox movie or Earthbound. Ooh. So that's the thing. The potential for other Nintendo characters to get movies is at an all-time high now. You know, people are throwing around Legend of Zelda. People are throwing out Metroid. And here's the thing. I would love for that stuff to get made, but at the same time, it's Nintendo, you guys. They're so protective of these IPs that I feel like whatever studio lands these properties, Nintendo is going to be micromanaging them to hell and back. Like, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do blah, 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 blah. And it will seem very, very lifeless, if that makes sense. It just feels like an advertisement, right? Which is fine for something like Mario, but like with stuff that has a lot of lore, like Zelda, and stuff that could potentially be like amazing and really creepy, like Metroid, you know, or something that could be bombastic like Star Fox, like you want those in the right creative hands. And if Nintendo is just like, no, you can't do this, no, you can't do that, no, you can't do anything, it's like, oh, why are we even doing this in the first place? So that's the only thing that really worries about me. Let's see. The 3 game movies you mentioned can't compete with the Arcane TV show. Exactly, yeah. Warrior Fella, I know that, bro. Listen. The thing is, like, no matter how good they make some of these movies with, like, Sonic or Mario or whatever, it doesn't compare to Arcane. Like, Arcane, to me, is the gold standard when it comes to media based off of video games. Like, I enjoy The Last of Us show. I really do. But Arcane did something different. Arcane is very, very, very accessible to people who do not play League of Legends. I don't play League of Legends, and I fucking love the shit out of Arcane because it's an amazing show. And The Last of Us show is good in its own right. You know, just as a fan of the game, I look at it differently because I'm just like, why did the game do scenes better than the show? It doesn't make sense. But Arcane, it just works on its own. Like, you don't even have to, like, say this is based off League of Legends, you know? Sonic movie was just an Olive Garden ad. Hey, no, it wasn't. It had some good scenes, bro. It had some heart. Arcane is god tier, man. No, Cyberpunk Edge Runners is up there too. Listen, if Arcane is like a 10 out of 10, Cyberpunk Edge Runners is a 9.999 out of 10. Like, it's right there. It's right there, bro. Like they're like this, bro. Their dicks are touching. Like, that's how good it is. Let's see. So there was something else someone said. Oh, did you hear about Ghostwire Tokyo being broken on Xbox? Yeah, I was looking at him. My homie Jez Corden, he tweeted. He was just like, the performance is haunting. And I just love, like, when people use the strangest words. Like, obviously because it's ghost and ooh, spooky. But this man just said the performance is haunting. This performance is ghastly. And like, out of all the words, But yeah, like, how broken is it? Like, I haven't even checked. Because, I mean, I'm not really checking for Ghostwire Tokyo right now. I'm playing a lot of other games. I know it comes out on Game Pass, I think, tomorrow? Today? This week? Next week? Sometime soon. Oh, back from cutting the grass. Hey, my man. Castlevania is solid too, but Castlevania is definitely more like an 8 out of 10, around there. Did anyone else notice the blackface joke in the beginning of the Mario movie? What? I did not notice. What? What are your thoughts on Dragon Ball Super? Pretty disappointing overall to the Dragon Ball Legacy. It's got some good moments in it, particularly like the Tournament of Power aspects of the Goku Black arc. But as a whole, I'm like, I'm okay. Oh, Good Will Hunting is amazing. So good, man. Chris, talk about the Sega leaks of the Persona 3 remake and Jet Set Radio. Yeah, so here's the funny thing, guys. So it was sometime last year, we started hearing rumors about Atlas doing something with Persona 3. You know, at the time, people thought that, oh, they're probably just getting ready to remaster it. But then someone said, no. They're talking about doing something more. They're talking about doing a remake. And we're like, what? And then we had another report that came out around the time the remaster was launched saying that, like, yeah, Atlas is deep in development on a Persona 3 remake. And I was like, oh, shit. Don't get me excited. And then, out of nowhere, supposed leaked gameplay for, I say supposed just because, you know, you have to do that when you are a content creator. Supposed leaked gameplay of Persona 3 remake came out alongside Jet Set Radio, which, dude, just, it's crazy to me that we are living in a time where we could get both Persona 6 and a from the ground up Persona 3 remake. That is absolutely insane to me. I didn't think that Atlas team had it in them to work on two mainline Persona games at the exact same time. Now, according to this leaker, it seems like this game is both of them are very far from production, and knowing Atlas and how long they take to work on their games, yeah, it seems like these games aren't coming out anytime soon, right? So it could be 2 years, 3 years, something like that. Yo, you know what'd be wild to me? If Persona 6 doesn't come out till like 2026, 2027, that'll be 10 years since Persona 5. But then again, they've re-released Persona 5 3 times, so it's like, but it's like you had Persona 5, and then 3 years later you had Persona 5 again, and then 2.5 years later you have Persona 5 again. Like, so it's like, yeah, you say, yeah, I didn't have to wait that long. Atlas is like, we're going based off the last time we re-released this game, so it's only been 4 years. But, you know, the idea of getting both of those games is just going to be amazing. But at the same time, I gotta wonder, remaking Persona 3 is going to be interesting. I think out of all the, what's up, True Unboxing? I think out of all the games in the new run of Persona titles, which by new run I mean 3, 4, and 5, Persona 3 is the one that is definitely the hardest to go back and play, especially when it comes to accessibility. Now, Persona 3 is available on modern platforms with Persona 3 Portable, but that is based off the PSP version of Persona 3, which, you know, it's a port of a PS2 game. So it was cut down in some respects. They took out the free roaming, and it's definitely more, it's more suited for a handheld before you had the Vita, right? Where you could actually port PS2 games. So they took out some stuff, they took out some content, but then they added their own content in there. So there's really no definitive version of Persona 3. So you can play it on the PS2, you know, Persona 3 FES, you can do that, and you can have a great time. But at the same time, Persona 3 Portable's got its own thing going on. So fans have wanted something that's kind of like the best of both worlds, and it feels like this remake could be the best opportunity for them to blend the two, which I think is the best approach, especially for longevity's sake, and because as someone who is a fan of Persona 3's story and the ending of that game being so damn soul-crushing, I want modern audiences to experience that in the best possible way, right? So yeah, a full-blown Persona 3 remake is awesome to hear about. Persona 6, you guys know me. I want an adult cast. I want them to move out of high school. Because, man, I'm not going front. It'll feel very redundant if we're playing Persona 3 remake, which is these characters, and then we're playing another game that's got high school characters like a year or two later. It's like, can we do something else, please? And it would be a great contrast too, because it's like if people who love Persona 5's cast, well, here's Persona 3, right? And then people who love Persona in general and want something different, Persona 6 switches it up with an adult cast. We'll see. But yeah, I know some people are saying, well, now I can just wait for Persona 3 Remake. I don't think that this is coming out anytime soon. This is definitely a ways off. So, you know, you have ample opportunity to replay or to play Persona 3 in its entirety. And then, if you really enjoy it, get excited for the remake, which would be a completely different experience in its own right. But yeah, the idea of Persona 3 Remake playing like Persona 5 Royal, amazing. Let's see. We have a $9.99 super chat coming in from Blue Senshi. Thank you, my brother. The moment Nintendo games start looking like PS5 games is the day they start charging $90 for them. And today's daily reminder that the Batman is trash. I like to think Holy lost brain cells after becoming a Super Saiyan god. Jeez. All right, so first off, you will stop slandering the Batman, the GOAT superhero movie of 2022. And it is still going to be the best superhero movie until I see otherwise, my friend. Like, stop the slander, Blue Senshi. You know what I'm saying? The only movie that's going to be the best superhero movie outside of the Batman 2022 is going to be the Batman Part 2 in 2025. That's all I'm saying. But nah, you know what? It's just so funny that Nintendo... I can't get over that Nintendo is still charging $70 for Tears of the Kingdom. Now listen, hey, I respect it. I respect it because if there is any company that could get away with charging $70 for last gen versions of games, it's Nintendo. Why? Because people are gonna buy it anyway. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm not buying Tears of the Kingdom at $70. Fuck out of here, bro. Like, I'm gonna buy it. Like, I don't care, right? Because there's plenty of games out there that are $70 now that ain't worth that shit. Now, mind you, this is definitely gonna set a dangerous precedent for Nintendo, because then they're just like, fuck it. We already only put $5 into our game development, so now we can make even more money off of it? Oh, set it the fuck up, bro. So yeah, bro. But either way, Tears of the Kingdom, it's going to be a Gotti of the Year contender. A Gotti of the Year contender. A Game of the Year contender. That's how Don Otaku looks at it. Yeah. But then again, you also have Forspoken in that category. Well, actually, Forspoken is definitely more of in a games of all time category. $2 super chat from Julian Phoenix. Did you see the Marvels trailer? I did watch the Marvels trailer. It was actually the first thing I did when I woke up this morning. I looked over at my phone and it said, you know, rise up. There's a trailer for the Marvels. And I was like, fuck it. Let's get this over and done with. This will dictate how my day goes. And I watched the trailer and I was like, yo, that wasn't half bad. It looks like a lot of fun. Visually, it does not look like a dumpster fire like Ant-Man or Thor. So I think delaying the movie for an extra 5 months, it was the right call. The jury is still out on whether or not this is going to be a good movie, because I don't trust MCU movies after being burned by Thor and Ant-Man. I mean, I still really enjoyed Doctor Strange and Black Panther, but Thor and Ant-Man fucking broke me, bro. So we'll have to see. And I want the best for these three, because I'm a huge fan. Listen, I love Captain Marvel despite the weirdos online. I love Monica Rambeau. I love Amon. So literally, I'm just rooting for them. I want them to have a really good movie, and I want this shit to look. I want this shit to get me excited for fucking superhero movies again, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Like, outside of the Batman, I don't get excited for shit anymore. Like, I'm just like, man, y'all gotta step your fucking game up, bro. You know, like, because, yeah, you know, maybe this is the theme park Martin Scorsese was talking about. Maybe this was it, man. But, yeah, you know, it was a solid trailer. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, man. $6.99 Canadian from Leon. Thank you, bro. Are there any physical copies of games in your area? I hardly see them at Walmart today. Bro, I was just talking about this shit with my sister. Try walking into, like, a Best Buy or any type of like big box store that used to sell video games and physical media. It's dwindling, man. Like, I don't know how it is for y'all's areas, but man, walking into freaking Target and seeing their game shelf. I mean, they still have games, don't get it twisted, but it's just like things are rarely in stock unless they're really popular titles or shit that's just not selling. You know, and the shelf space is getting smaller and smaller. Like my Best Buy that I go to, their game section is all the way in the far back right, And, you know, you can still tell, like, this is the game section. But, man, it's like maybe the Switch section is like maybe one really long row and then one half row. And then the same thing for, like, the PS4 and Xbox. It might be 2 rows, 2 double-sided rows, if that. It's, yeah, man. At least in my section, we're not seeing as much stuff. So, yeah, I mean, that's just a sign. That's where shit is going, man. That's where shit's been going for years now. And I mean, we're all guilty of it. Like, digital for video games is just way more convenient, especially because when you buy physical games, the shit is not on the disc and you have downloads and updates and all that stuff. So it's just where it's going. I mean, I still try my best. Like, I still buy physical stuff when it matters. Like, of course, when there's a special edition of Persona 6, I'm going to buy that. Switch games, if they're day one, I still buy those physical, you know, like Xenoblade, Fire Emblem, all those things. And buying stuff on Switch physical is cooler, in my opinion, than PlayStation and Xbox. I don't know, it's just the cartridge thing. Fuck it, call it nostalgia. But yeah, that's where shit is going. And I mean, it makes me sad because I love physical media. My 4K Blu-ray collection is at almost 100. But for games, it's just... so here's the weird thing. For movies, I think there's more of a compelling case if you want the best quality to buy the disc. But for games, you already get the best quality on a download, so buying a disc for a lot of people doesn't matter, right? And more people will be inclined to download an 100 gigabyte game than download, like, let's say, an 100 gigabyte 2-hour 4K movie. You know what I'm saying? So it's weird, man. It's so strange. But yeah, I keep supporting physical media as much as I can when it's applicable for video games. Because there's sometimes where it's just like buying the games is just an unlock key. And at that point, I'm like, what the fuck is the point? If I buy a game and I have to download 90 gigs of it, like, why am I buying it physically? So buying physical copies of movies, at least you have it on the disc 100%. Buying physical copies of games, you don't see that shit. I'm not getting up to insert the disc in the console. I know. Listen, exactly, bro. Exactly. And listen, I know digital has its problems. DRM, rights management, all of that stuff can happen. Delisting for games, true. But to the same degree, it's just one of those risks that we take. And if it came down to owning a game digitally or owning a physical copy of a game that's just an unlock key and there's no data on the disc, like, why would I buy that? Now, like I said, exceptions to the rule. Switch games, for the most part, I always buy physical. Or if there's a game I don't care about, I'll buy digital. And if I really love it, I'll track down a physical copy. $5 from Kid Stupefy. Hey, Neo, are you going to be picking up the Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection? Have you ever played those games? Yes, I have actually. I'm not sure if I'm going to be picking it up day one. I might buy it just to support it and just say, hey, Capcom, make a new one. But yeah, I did play a couple of the Battle Network games. I have one I always show to you guys up here. Let me grab these GBA games that I always show day in and day out. Day in and day out. Where are you? Nope, that's not it. Nope. Where did it go? It was up here. Not that. Not that. Oh, it's Golden Sun. Nope, it's Legacy of Goku. It's Pokemon Sapphire. Oh, there goes Pokemon Sapphire. It's Naruto. Where did it go? I just had it. That's Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. Where did it go, dude? I swear I just had this on the last stream. Wait. Hold on. I'm going crazy right now. I'll find it eventually. But yeah, it was Mega Man Battle Network. I have Team Proto Man. Oh man, let me put this shit back up there. But yeah, I'll probably buy it just to support it, just to say Capcom here, have my money. But with the games I'm currently playing right now, I'm definitely not gonna have the time to do that. Ooh, importing that 4K Blu-ray of Lighthouse? Dude, I might have to do the same thing. If it never comes out here, definitely gotta do that. Yeah, I did see that Resident Evil Dead Island thing. It looks hype. If we got a game that was just like all that stuff, like Resident Evil in-game levels, that should be lit. We got $4.99 from Blue Senshi. Spoiler alert, Persona 3. I just hope Makoto's... Oh, damn. So Blue Senshi with the... I don't know if y'all looking on the screen, but yeah, Blue Senshi just spoiled something in Super Chat. And listen, on the one hand, I would say spoilers are fair game for a game that's like almost 20 years old. But on the other hand, it just came out again, so Blue Senshi, so I'm not going to speak that at all. But it is a spoiler. Thank you for the Super Chat. And I hope they don't go back on that ending. Jesus. Fuck. I hope no one's playing Persona 3 right now. Like on Xbox or Switch or PlayStation. It's just like, damn. $4.99 from John McKinney. Thank you, bro. Do you think we'll get an animated Crash Bandicoot movie like Mario? They better bring back Clancy Brown as Dr. Neo Cortex. Dude. Now that Mario's done so well, you know all of these publishers are making deals with studios saying like, hey, adapt our anthropomorphic character into a movie. You could do some really funny shit with Crash Bandicoot. You really could. If you get like some really funny writers from some of these like comedy series, like get like some of the Brooklyn Nine-Nine writers or shit like that. Anybody but Rick and Morty writers, please. You can make some funny shit, man. Funny animated shorts, maybe a TV show, maybe a movie. You can do some good shit. Makes me sad that they're getting rid of physical copies. I always remember going to GameStop to pick out games with my dad, and it was so much fun. Yeah, I mean, that, like, there was something I used to do, like, when I was in school and I had a break in between my classes, I would always drive up to the Target that was, like, 10 minutes away from my school, and I would just, like, go through their Blu-ray collection. I think it was, like, every Tuesday I went, because Tuesdays were the day that I had that class. And I noticed whenever they had, like, the new releases or, you know, games were on sale, and I would just pick out something. Not every week, but if there was something I was interested in, I'd pick it out. And sometimes, oh, this is a really good thing. And then other times I'm like, wow, this is, like, the greatest thing ever. But you don't get that anymore. Now what you do is you just sit in your bed and you just browse. You just browse. So they're like, oh, that game's on sale. I'll try that out. Yeah, I still want to get all physical copies of Personas, especially 3 and 4. Like, I'll take Persona 3 and 4 on a Switch cartridge, please. But yeah, dude, if I could ever have a Persona game remade, it would be Persona 2. Like, Persona 2 is the... I still think Persona 2 has the best story out of all the Persona games. Like, 4 is my favorite. 5 is the best all-around game. But 2 is just a different beast entirely. Hey, what's up, Zack Rodriguez? And he just got done with the gym. My man. We got the gym crew. Everybody going to the gym today. I love it. Let's see. Alex says, hey, Neo, how do you pick up a girl at the gym without being seen as creepy? Well, first things first, don't act like you're trying to pick up a girl at the gym. That's my biggest piece of advice. So what you need to do is you don't need to be all up in her space. You don't need to be all up there trying to strike a conversation for the sake of. All you need to do is go to the gym, and first things first, you work out. You get yourself right. You get yourself looking good. You dress good. You smell nice. Do all that stuff, okay? Second, I assume that you already know how to talk to women, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to do some simple shit like this, right? So, like, let's say, for example, you've already thrown out some feelers. Let's say you've locked eyes, right? You start with a simple hello. Just a simple hello. It could be something so simple as, like, you compliment her shoes. Or something like that. Like, just something small that's not... something inconspicuous that doesn't look like you're trying to pick her up. Don't be over there saying, like, oh, you squat really well. Damn, mama, like, shit like that. Something small, something lighthearted, right? So, like, how I've picked up girls at the gym before, I've commented on their shoes. Because most of the time, if they got really good shoes, I'm like, hey, peep the shoe game, man. Peep the shoe game, right? It could be something like, let's say, for example, if we're at the squat racks and I see that she went through a really intense set, when she's resting, I'd be like, you ain't working if you ain't making the silly ass faces, and she usually laugh and stuff like that. But the important thing is you want to keep shit pushing, bro. You don't ever want to linger on it. You don't want to have a 6-hour conversation. You just make a simple comment, maybe like a hi or hello, and you keep shit pushing. And then if you see them again, maybe say hello or wave. Do what you do. Like simple, small shit. Don't be coming in there trying to have a full conversation, asking her how about her day was, asking her like what she does for like, don't do any of that shit. Save that shit for the first date, bro. You want to get in there and you just want to first off do the shit you got to do in the gym because you're paying for that monthly membership, right? Either way. So at least get some gains out of it. But just start small. Like, hey, I like your shoes. Or, you know, like, oh, hey, that's a dope whatever, right? And then from there, if she's feeling you, like, trust me, you will know, man. But unfortunately, you got to realize that when you are in the gym and there's a good looking woman, there are 100 other dudes trying to do the exact same thing. And for some of these women, especially like Instagram type chicks who taking photos of their ass more than they working out, they seek that validation. I'm not saying all women, because there's a lot of women who go to the gym and fucking work. But some women are just there for vanity points. It is what it is. And you can't take shit too seriously. You can't take shit too seriously. Like, so if she waves at you back or she smiles at you and then it never goes anywhere, keep shit pushing, bro. Like, it is not the end of the world. At the end of the day, like I said, you come to the gym to work out, and that's all that matters. Let's see. $4.99 from Zack Rodriguez. I just beat the Eye in Persona 4 Golden. The game is absolutely great. This honestly might end up being my favorite Persona. I just love the cast. Yes, it is so good. I love the cast. And by the end of that game, bro, Persona 4 Golden made me fucking cry, dude. And every single time I listen to the ending theme of the game, especially the version they put out, like, especially just everything in context of when you watch the true ending of Persona 4 Golden, it hits, bro. It hits. It's so damn good. It is so damn good. But I'm so happy you're enjoying it, Zack Rodriguez. Truly, man. Great advice, bro. Oh, hey, you're welcome, Alex. You're welcome, man. Bro, listen. Trust me, I was in the same shoes as you. No pun intended, because I just brought up shoe game. Guys, like, I never knew how to talk to women. Honestly, I didn't start getting good at talking to women until like past like 5 years, 6 years. I was definitely terrified of talking to women. I joke around and I say like I've never held a girl's hand before or shit like that, or like dumb shit, but like I did not know how to have like a cold approach conversation with a woman until the past couple of years. And it's definitely one of those things you just work on. But the one thing that I always just tell myself is, regardless of how great you think a situation went or how terrible you think a situation went, you just keep shit pushing, man. You keep shit pushing. You go with the flow. You analyze what went wrong or what was successful, and you just keep it moving, man. I gotta get that on a fucking shirt. These are ideas here. These are ideas. Spoiler, the end is not the end. That's a fact. That's a fact, Jason. That's a fact. Neo, just tell him to get a Persona 5 bumper sticker. Well, I mean, yeah, you could do that too. You could take the easy way out, but I don't know if that'll work for a lot of people, though. You gotta be careful. You gotta have some riz, as the kids say, as Senju Sanin says. You gotta have some riz. Gotta get some riz. Oh boy, here comes Don Otaku with something crazy, I assume. So Don Otaku with the $10 super chat. Thank you, my brother. So what you do is you stare from a distance for at least 30 minutes. Then you approach slowly and make eye contact. Then hit her with your favorite pickup line from any dating sim. Works every time. You know, if you rearrange aspects of this super chat, it's not terrible. It isn't. So staring from a distance for at least 30 minutes, I feel like you could just stop that. You could bring that down for like 3 seconds and you make eye contact, right? You approach slowly, not while you're making eye contact and just staring her down. Don't pull a Don Otaku. And here was your favorite pickup line for a dating sim. It depends. Like, what dating sim are we talking about? Like, I need to know. Like, can I hit her from a line with a line from Doki Doki Literature Club? I don't know. But then again, I feel like Don Otaku is speaking from experience. I feel like this is how he pulled his wife. And hey, listen, if it worked for him, it might work for y'all. So I don't know. Yeah, if anything, it takes practice and experience. Exactly, Ray. Exactly. It takes practice and experience. And my gentlemen, do not be afraid to fail. Do not be afraid to fail. And I'm going to tell you this right now. For any of you guys out there, listen, I'm going to be blunt because I was that guy. For any of you guys who are just worried that like, oh, she might reject me or, oh, blah, 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 this and that. And you're thinking about all these scenarios in your head about why you shouldn't do something. Bump all that shit. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I hate to use this phrase, but man, the fuck up. Because the worst thing you want in life is to regret something you didn't do. At the very least, if you do something, you can say you did it and you can sleep easy. You got your answer. You can keep pushing. You can keep it moving. Because take it as a guy who missed out on so many like potential. It's not that I I keep myself up at night crying about this, but like as a guy who missed out on not taking advantage of the opportunity of being in relationships with certain people, and then I find out years later that they actually liked me, like trust me, that whole like shy guy shit, that shit don't work. 279 from Leon. What's your favorite cheat meal? I know you said chest meal, but cheat meal. Oh, my favorite cheat meal? I'm very basic, Leon. I love me some burgers, fries, and some wings. That's it for me, man. I know people go crazy on cheat day. They got like you know, The Rock's cheat day. He'll do like pizzas and double-decker brownies or some shit like that. I like burger, fries, and wings. I'm very simple. I'm very basic. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I'll maybe have some ice cream with it. But yeah, the days of me going crazy with my cheat days like that is just like, I don't feel the need to, because I eat relatively clean throughout the week, and I'll have like maybe one day or so where I don't eat clean, and it's usually for like one meal and then maybe something afterwards. Like I have 3 cans of Pringles for my next cheat day, and I bought those cans of Pringles like 2 weeks ago and I haven't even eaten them yet, because I don't feel the need to. So I only take cheat days when I either need to like strategically like replenish my glycogen, or if I just say fuck it, I'm high as fuck, I want to kill some shit. But yeah, burger, fries, and wings. We had a guy at church camp who asked a girl out with this line: "Hey, so I was reading the book of Numbers and I realized I didn't have yours." Hey, it worked. It worked. It worked. Oh shit! I mean, to be fair, I mean, hey, that's good. I love that shit, bro. Life is short. You have to bite the bullet sometimes. Listen, that's what I be telling Don Otaku to do every single time. I said just put it in your mouth and just pull the trigger. But hey, I say that and I'll get banned. Like, damn. Bacon fries with cheese are perfection. Oh, absolutely. They are. They are good. Ooh, you ever have disco fries, Bella? Man, I remember this one place, man. It was fries, it was gravy, it was cheese. I think they put like some spicy barbecue sauce on it. Oh, that shit was crack, bro. What's up, Sega Kid? Where's Dreamcast guy? I get all my steps in the morning and then eat one big meal at the end of the day. Oh, there you go. I see you, man. I see you. I stay getting rejected. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter. Listen, because I look at it like this. In life, you're going to get told way more times no than you are yes. And trust me, once you get over that, anything is possible. Dreamcast is next door, Neo. Oh, okay. Right. Yeah. You ever have gogi burgers? No, I've never had those before. Yo, I want some poutine, man. I want some pussy and I want some poutine. Damn, son. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Yeah, I just had groceries delivered. I feel so proud of myself. It was a big brain move. Just remember 90s. Just remember 90% no's, 10% yes. Don Otaku, that is the most factual thing you have ever said in your life. Like a broken clock, Don Otaku's right at least once a day. I be bullying this man so much, but he deserves it. He deserves it. The more you try, the more yeses you'll get. Yes, and you get better. You know why? Because it's 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will. If you know where I'm going, continue the rest, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Sega Kid. We actually just got done talking about that, the Sega leak, like literally, I shit you not, 10 minutes ago, bro. So if you want to watch like the video on demand later and scrub back, you can see the convo. No, it's about drive. No, yeah, you know what it is, right? It's about drive. It's about power. It's about staying hungry. Because like Nugget, who's just devouring his ball sack right now. Look at him. You can't really see it because it's dark, but there he is. Look at him. He's just going to town. He's just going to town on this. Like, could you imagine a world where we did that as human beings? I mean, some people probably already do, but just look at the dog doing it. No shame. He just be like just straight going for it. Like it's the Last Supper. Wow. He's getting comfortable, bro. Gotta know when to respect the nose. Oh, always respect the nose. Always respect the nose. Do not become like a supervillain. Do not become like a supervillain just because someone told you no, ladies and gentlemen. Why are you watching, though? Well, unfortunately, unfortunately, I have to listen to it. Listening to it is worse, in my opinion, than watching it. Because listening to it, you just hear everything. That man be like, oh, Jesus. Anyways, is that your new dog? No, it's not my new dog. I've had Nugget for, ooh, Jesus Christ. We have had Nugget for like, what, 12 years now? Yeah, about almost 12 years. Well, we got him at the end of 2011, so it's 10, 11, yeah, about to be 12 years. If my math is mathing. Caught on 4K. Neo, do you think we're alone in the universe? Absolutely not. I am thoroughly convinced that there are other planets out there that we are not aware of at the time because we are not advanced enough, that are living the exact same lives with the exact same type of people as us, or different looking people, but to them they look normal and we look like the aliens. And I mean, listen, the ocean, there's so much stuff there that has not been explored. There's a lot of shit happening that we don't know about. Yeah, Nugget's my old man, bro. He's my little old man. Very disrespectful old man. He don't give a fuck anymore. He's at that stage in his life where if I'm eating food, he already knows, like, I don't play with that shit. Like, him trying to beg for food, I'm like, no, stop it. My sister, my mom, they always give him food, and I'm just like, this is why he always is in your face. Literally, when like my sister and I are downstairs, like eating dinner or watching anime or whatever, he's literally, when I say he's all up in her face, like he jumps on the couch, and this would be my sister, and Nugget is just like right here. Literally, he's just like up in the face, like, you want to give me some of that? And she's just like, here. And with me, he's on the damn floor. He's just looking. I'd be like, no. And he's just like, oh, fuck. And he walks away. And he turns around. And I'm just like, Nugget, no. And he walks away. And he turns around. And I was just like, Nugget. And then he just sits on the ground like, oh, I'm not getting anything. Yeah, Nugget is, so when we rescued him, the veterinarian, not the veterinarian, but the people at the animal shelter, they didn't know exactly how old he was, but they assumed he was like 2 years old at the time. So when you factor that in, he's probably like 14 years old, which is crazy to think about. It's crazy to think about. That's the longest we've ever had a pet and the oldest we've ever had a pet. And, you know, I'm not, you know, anyone who's had pets, you have that thought in the back of your head, especially as you get older and they get older. And then every time you take a trip to the vet, and, you know, it's like when they first classified him as a senior dog, that like hit me, you know, it's like, fuck, bro. But, you know, he's still very spry. He's going all over the place. He's doing his thing. He acts very, very young for his age. And yeah, he's just very, very sassy, extremely sassy. Like he knows I'm streaming, but he's over here just licking his ball sack. Like, really, dude? Really, dude? Out of all the things you could do. I found my dog Jasper sleeping on my doormat when I was about to go to work. Aww. Yeah, Nugget, with Nugget and I, he has like a love-hate relationship with me because I'm very stern with him. I'm definitely more the parental figure, whereas like my sister and my mom are more like coddling, where I'm just like, Nugget, no. You know what I'm saying? But when he wants to be with me, he likes to be with me, and I'm like, oh, okay, there you go. Our cats are about 10, maybe a little younger. Our male cat, Lucifer, acts like a 2-year-old dog, though. Aw. Yeah, I love pets, man. I love pets. I love animals, bro. My dog is 9. I got him in 2014. Oh, wow. Dude, it's crazy. Like, time be passing so quick. Like, I was just talking to Jason about this because Jason and I've known Jason for, all things considered, like, we've known each other almost 10 years. And we met for the first time in 2015, right? That's about to be 8 years ago. We met at the end of the year. And it's just like, fuck, dude. 8 years. That's insane. Favorite DreamWorks movie? Oh, it's got to be Shrek. It's got to be Shrek. I don't know which one I love more. I go back and forth between Shrek 1 and Shrek 2. But yeah, man. Oh, so when I adopt, because I do want to adopt another dog at some point. When I adopt another dog, I've already picked out the perfect name for him. And when you guys hear it, you gonna be like, what the fuck? And none of y'all are gonna guess what the name is. It's not Persona related. It's not anything that I gush about. It is something so unexpected, but it's so perfect. It's so perfect. You'll be like, yeah, that's the type of thing Neo would call something. It's Goku. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Man, name something Goku. Like, it's my dog Goku. They'd be like, Goku! And Nugget just heard something. Nugget, wanna go downstairs? Wanna go downstairs? Wanna go hang out with other people? Wanna, like, you know, stop licking your ball sack for the people on stream? Even though for some of you, it's Mayo. Really, Corey? Et tu, Brute? It's Don Otaku. It could be Don Otaku. Could you imagine naming something? No, but I'm not going for all things considered. Don Otaku is a pretty badass name. Like, hey, it's Don Otaku. 1 second. I'm gonna take the dog downstairs because he probably wants to go see and hang out with our people. So I will be right back, ladies and gentlemen. All right, peeps, I'm back. Yeah, so we're gonna wrap up the stream in the next 8 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. We might go a little over, depending. Who knows? But yeah, I want to wrap this up relatively soon because we got some Midnight Suns to play, which we did not talk about all throughout the stream. I just realized, how the fuck? It's been 2 hours already? That's crazy. No, we are not doing shots. We are not doing shots. Your boy's taking a sabbatical for the time being. I did drink last week, though. I did drink when Jason and I went out. We got hibachi. We had some drinks, and then we had sake. And that sake thing was fun as fuck. Because they were like, I'm not even going to say it, because y'all go, nah. Let me save that story for another time. Let's drink and go over. Nah, we ain't doing that. I'll take a shot. I'd take a shot if y'all got these likes to 100. But the way it's looking right now, it's at 53, and I don't think it's going to happen. Are you 30 yet? No, I turned 30 in the summer, so I got a couple of months. What about you guys? What are y'all turning this year? Or if you've already turned, if your birthday just happened. Yeah, I'm turning the big 3-0 in a few months, and I'm actually really excited. 10-hour stream, boys. Let's go. Let's not go. Let's go to bed. Get the vodka and moonshine ready. I would take shots of vodka. I would, but no. What are you doing for 420? When is 420 this year? 420 is on Thursday. I mean, I'm off work that Thursday, so I might do something because I don't go into work Friday until the evening. So, and I'm off Saturday, so if I feel like shit Friday, it's okay because I'm off Saturday, and then I work Sunday. So, I don't know. I mean, I'll probably just take like an edible. I'll watch some stuff, relax. I would stream when I'm high as fuck, but you guys I would literally just be like this the whole time. But like literally, I look at the comment section, just scroll by, and I would like turn every single comment into its own story, like straight up. Let's see. Okay, turning 28. 28's a good year. 31 in November, 41 in June, turning 14. You turned -4, Bella? Bella is aging backwards. That's how this works. Bella is now a fetus again. Fetus Bella. Turned 26. Okay, 22 in September. For anyone who didn't click the like button, do it now. I appreciate you, NKDN. When in doubt, NKDN is always there. NKDN is like the person at the festivals you give the mic to hype some people up. He's just like, y'all better make some fucking noise. That is some pushy shit. You better make some fucking noise. That's NKDN's role. And a chance for NeoGameSpark to stay longer. Fingers crossed. Like I said, if it gets to 100 likes in the next 5 minutes, I'll stay. But the way it's looking now, nah, we have 58. It's okay. It's okay. 30 and riding off into the sunset. There you go. I'll be playing Coffee Talk episode 2 for 420, and that's the only substance I'll be partaking in. Oh, there you go. There you go. He says you're all kids. But we're getting up there, though. We're getting up there, man. Like, the youngest here is like 14 or -4, depending on things. Oh, July 28th, you're turning 28? Fine, okay. 25, I turned 62 in June. Are you serious? Are you serious? I got some people, that's the funniest thing. ever since like the past like 3 years when we were all in COVID and quarantine, like I got friends with so many people who are like family men and family women and who got like kids and grandkids and shit. Like one of my oldest subs who I talk to, I kick away, this man is in his 50s and stuff. And I was like, this is fucking sick, bro. I love this. I love it. Hey, we got the same birthday cup of water? That's awesome. 19 in May, 23. My birthday is in July, Don Otaku. Yeah, we got a lot of good ages in here. That's nice. Favorite Sega games of all time? Ooh, that's tough. So are we talking classic Sega or Sega in general? Because that's the thing. Because Sega now, they own a lot of studios, and their studios pop out a lot of games. So for me, I'm kind of biased because a lot of my current favorite Sega games would be like some Yakuza titles, and now that they own Atlas, you know. But if we're talking classic stuff, you know, Streets of Rage. I go back and forth between Sonic 2 and Sonic 3, you know. Golden Axe is pretty fire. Oh, shit. Like, I played Sega games, but definitely not as much as, like, Nintendo titles, you know? I definitely played a lot more Nintendo stuff. Oh, November Baby, which Valentine's Day was lit for the parents. Hey, there you go, DIMWITMONKEY. This man was conceived for love. This man said my favorite Sega game is Failure and Foreclosure. Jesus Christ. Oh, man. My Uber Eats driver said, thanks for the tip. Of course. Well, pause. But then again, love is love. So take that as you will. But no, I ain't giving no tips out here. Well, I give tips. I give tips to service workers. And I give tips to women. But that's it. You know what the funny thing is? Sega Kid, I own Wonder Boy on the Switch. And I didn't even know that it was like a remake of the Wonder Boy games from way back then. I think it's Wonder Boy and the Dragon's Trap, I believe. I got it when it was on sale on the Switch, and I played a little bit of it. And it was fun. I was conceived at like towards the end of the year. Like, I think like October, November, around that time. Have you ever played D&D? No, but I really want to, Pooh. I actually just watched the Dungeons and Dragons movie, and I really enjoyed it. I think it was a solid movie, all things considered, and it made me so excited to want to play D&D. But the problem is I don't have people around me who want to play D&D. I have my sister who wants to play D&D, and then that's it. So I need some other stuff. I need some other people around here. Neo, what's your opinion on Tales of Arise? So Tales of Arise is a really solid game, all things considered. It's got a great story, it's got great combat, great characters, and then the final act of the game takes a fucking nosedive, and it stops me playing it. Even though I'm at the very end of the final boss, I'm just like, I'm done. I don't want to deal with this. Because I have to go back and I got to level grind to get gold and then buy items to fight the boss. If not, I'm going to die. I just don't want to do all that. We could possibly do a D&D game in the Discord. That could be a possibility. But I have no idea how to even set up D&D. I don't know anything about D&D. I'd have to like read primers on how to properly do D&D. All I know is like I've watched a little bit of Critical Role and it looks like a lot of fun. Oh, Prince of Egypt. That's that God tier movie right there. That's that God tier movie right there. Let's get it. Tales of Arise is the game of all time. Yes, it is, Jason. And that is how we're going to wrap up tonight's Ask Neo stream, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you guys so much for coming through to another fantastic Ask Neo stream. As always, every single Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on what we got going on. It's a pleasure to kick with y'all. Speaking of which, Ask Neo next week, I'm trying to figure out what day that this is going to go down, because on both Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm actually going to be doing things. Tuesday night, I'm going out with coworkers, and then Wednesday night, I'm hanging out with my homies in the city. So I'm trying to think what day I can do Ask Neo. It's looking like it's either going to be on Monday or Thursday. One of those 2 days, depending on what I've got going on, because I have to reshuffle some stuff. But I will definitely let you guys know. Follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/NeoGameSpark for all the updates. But we are going to try to have an Ask Neo next week. And if not, we'll just come back the following week. You guys know how it is. But before we go, ladies and gentlemen, we have got to have ourselves our hydration check. As you know, this is the staple of the Ask Neo streams. It is my way of keeping y'all accountable, making sure you're drinking your water. Because when you drink your water, you feel better. And you hopefully look better. And your insides will thank you for it. I've already doing pretty good for myself. I killed my green juice. So that was like 17 ounces of water. Drank a little bit of this throughout the stream. And then all the water throughout the day. So yeah, grab your favorite H2 beverage of choice. And on the count of 3, does my Coke bottle count? I mean, it could be hydrating to some extent with all that sugar, but I don't know. Anyway, grab your favorite H2O beverage of choice. For some people, it's going to be vodka. Because, you know, David Biglot is like, I cut the water with vodka. So that way I'm still having fun. And I'm like, sure, do it. Got your bleach ready if you're ready to end it all. Hey, listen, Read 94, I understand it. Life is tough. Oh, God, I just opened the seltzer, you motherfucker. Yes, sir, DimWitMonkey. Get that TV static in you. I love it. I got a Kool-Aid jammer. What flavor? What flavor is that? I don't know. Anyway, on the count of 3, ladies and gentlemen. 1, 2, 3. Hydration. Oh, man, that tasted good. Bleach ready too. You guys got some. We got some stuff we gotta discuss. We might have to have a therapy session one of these streams. Too many bleach drinkers in the chat. You need to stop drinking bleach and you need to start enjoying the bleach show, if that is possible. Anyways, you guys enjoy the rest of your mornings, your evenings, your afternoons, whatever time of day you're watching this. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. It helps out the channel tremendously. And whether you watch this live on the stream or you're watching a video on demand, thank you guys, as always, so much for your support. Enjoy the rest of your week. Get a lot of gaming in. Eat a lot of good food. Have a lot of great sex. Whatever it is that you're doing, make sure you make it a good one. And for me to you for now, my name is NGS signing out. And like always, I will catch you guys later. Peace out, y'all. Have a good one.